of your institution so early, because we have done a program almost 15-20 years back only. I am also thankful to the secretary of the organization. I am especially thankful to Ramesh Mangal sir. He is a very senior teacher across country. So I salute you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to be with you. Then I am also thankful to Mangal Mishra ji, who because of connectivity issues he might not have joined, but I am thankful to him. And then Dr. Sanjay Agrawal sir, Sanjay Tiwari sir, who has been with us. So I am thankful to all of you. अब जैसा आदेश देंगे जसविंदर जी, हम हिंदी में बात करें, अंग्रेजी में बात करें, जैसा आप आदेश दें।
सर, चूंकि मलेशिया से भी कोशिका जी भी आए हुए हैं, श्रीमती कोशिका हिंदी नहीं समझ पाती हैं, थोड़ा सा मिक्स ले लीजिए, बाकी थोड़ी मदद आप करें, थोड़ी मदद मिस्टर कोशिका उनकी करेंगे, सो मिक्स में चलने दीजिए सर थोड़ा सा।
नहीं, जैसा आप आदेश देंगे, जैसा ठीक है। धन्यवाद। क्योंकि थोड़ा मिक्स में क्या होता है, टाइम बहुत लग जाता है, हर चीज को बार-बार रिपीट
सर, जैसा आपको कंफर्टेबल लगे थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि चेन्नई से भी बहुत सारे अपने साथी जुड़े हुए हैं और वो हिंदी नहीं समझ पाते थोड़ा सा।
I got it. No problem. Then we will use English only.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Ramesh Mangal sir has given a very good direction to the discussions.
Sir.
And Sanjay Tiwari sir has made it very clear what they want from me. So they have given a very tough task, very honestly speaking, sir. Because Sanjay Tiwari sir, you will agree with me that covering different categories of investors, student, and then young person, and then people like you and me, is a difficult task in a common session. But I will request Jaswinder Singh ji, so kindly next time, kindly have a segregated session, first for the student, purely for the students.
Okay.
Second, for those who are already earners. And thirdly, who are retired and on the verge of retirement.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Because needs of all these categories of investors, Sanjay Tiwari sir, you will agree with me, is totally different. Perception is different. Time horizon of investment is different. Their thought process is different. So, of course, I will try to encompass the commonality between all these things. But kindly, in future, we will definitely keep doing these programs in future as well, with the help of Jaswinder Singh ji. So we will try to segregate segment-wise programs. We will try to do. Sir, as far as Mangal Sahab knows it very well, money is very important thing in our life. कुछ लोग कहते भी है पैसा खुदा नहीं है, लेकिन खुदा से कम भी नहीं है.
सही बात.
अब ये खुदा नहीं है, खुदा से कम भी नहीं है, ये बड़ा विरोधाभासी स्टेटमेंट है. It is rather a conflicting statement in the sense that we do appreciate the importance of money in our life, but at the same time we deny the importance of money. But Mangal sir, I personally feel that the truth lies in between.
Sir,
truth lies in between, in the sense that money is very, very important, but it is not everything. So, but for everything, sir, Mangal sir, we need money. That is a fact. That is a fact of our life. For everything, for even for now, for going for a some yoga center, even for going some Haridwar or Mathura, if you want to stay there in some good ashrams, you will have money. You will need to have money. So money is the basic need of all human beings, and money, we all appreciate that it's so important in our life, Sanjay sir, that sometimes people forget everything except money. That is, of course, not fair, but it is a fact of life. Because nowadays things are changing. Life is so tough that without money, we don't have anything to move on. So money is very important. But as far as the requirement and need of money is concerned, Sanjay sir, the requirement and need of money is different for different level at different ages in our life. And I keep dividing in my session, sir, the life in 3-4 phases. First phase is the student life, where we are students. There, at least we are not bothered about money. our parents will take care of that aspect of money. Of course, we feel that money has got no importance. Papa and mummy are miser, they are not giving me money. But when they start earning the money, then they feel the importance and how money is earned. That importance come in their mind. So the second category of stage is when we start earning. I mean, when we start earning, then at that time mindset is literally different in the sense that I want to enjoy my money. Let it be. Now, since I have started earning, I should enjoy my money. But when next stage come, you get married, you have got family, all these things, your thinking automatically keep changing automatically, sir. It will be the passage of time, because then you will think of keeping money with you. Then you will thinking that how much importance money has in our life. Money has our life. Then comes Sanjay Tiwari, sir, is a last stage. At the fag end of our career, or when we get retired, we need money for that life also, for that phase of life also. But some sort of detachment develop automatically. अरे बहुत हो गया, पैसे की इतनी जरूरत नहीं है, थोड़ा बहुत मेरे पास पैसा होना चाहिए to take care of myself. So we start detachment with the money. So sir, every phase of life, money has different tone and tenor and color. And I feel personally that for the middle class, salary class person like you and me, Mangal Saab will kindly permit me to use us as a middle class, salary class person. Money plays a very important role, not only for our survival, but also for taking care of our family, for family obligations, and at the same time, enjoyment of life. For all these needs, we mean money. But unfortunately, Sanjay ji, money, we don't have plenty of money. Unfortunately, we do have reasonable money, but we don't have plenty of money. We try very hard to have plenty of money. Jaswinder Singh ji has told me that one day he will have 100 crore rupees in his bank account. I have blessed him that of course he will have it. But sir, we know it very well that he is smiling and I am also smiling, because we wouldn't be having that much of money in our life. So I keep advising my participants in my session, Sanjay ji, that before thinking about the plenty of money, first think about the security of in your life. Because I feel personally, Mangal sir, security is more important than prosperity. Of course, it is equally important. But security is more important than prosperity. So first, a person should think about the security. And normally, Sanjay ji, security comes only when we have plenty of money, very honestly speaking. But as I just mentioned, unfortunately, we don't have plenty of money. Then how we should develop security? It is $1 million question for the middle class, salary class person, sir. Security is nothing, I feel personally, Sanjay ji, is that I should feel secure and my family should also feel secure. अगर कुछ ऐसी परिस्थितियां बनती है कि कोई आपातकाल आता है या कोई जिंदगी में कोई भूचाल आ जाता है, तो हम मैं और मेरे परिवार की सुरक्षा कैसे करें, ये मेरा पहला ख्याल आता है और आना भी चाहिए. उसके लिए मैं 3 बातें ज्यादातर मेरे सेशंस में लोगों को मैं रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं, पर्टिकुलरली यंग. सर संजय जी, सर मैं आपको नहीं कर सकता, मंगल साहब मैं आपको नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन एक जो यंग पार्टिसिपेंट है उनको मैं 3 बातें सबसे पहले कहता हूं. और उसमें सबसे पहली बात ये होती है कि कृपया करके पर्याप्त जीवन बीमा जरूर ले लीजिए, एडिक्वेट लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कवर. हम जीवन बीमा लेते हैं, मंगल साहब ने भी लिया होगा, संजय सर ने भी लिया है, जसविंदर सिंह ने भी लिया होगा, लेकिन सर इन मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेज वी टेक टोकन लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कवर ओनली 5 lakh, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. But I keep emphasizing in my session, Sanjay sir, it is grossly inadequate. It doesn't serve the purpose. It has to be adequate, and the definition of adequacy as a thumb rule, it should be minimum 10 times of your annual income. Minimum 10 times. And Sanjay ji, in our times, Mangal Sahab knows it very well, in our times only 2 types of insurance was available, money back and endowment. Very honestly speaking, those insurance were saving linked insurance. And they were not pure insurance, sir. But nowadays, Shivesh, Rajpal ji and young participants are very lucky. They have a true insurance product in our country now. That is called term insurance. Term insurance is a real insurance product where a person can have adequate insurance cover by paying a very minimum amount every month. If a person is of the age of 25 to 30, Rajpal Sahab will remember I had told last time as well. If a person of the age of 25 to 30 can have a term insurance, insurance cover, life insurance cover of 1 crore rupees, Sanjay ji, by paying a hardly monthly premium of 500 or 700, 600 rupees, which anybody can afford. But in our times, in money back and endowment, if we had even thought of taking, of course, dream was not there of taking 1 crore life insurance cover. But even when we have thought, it was beyond our means because our income was so meager, so less, so small that we had even no dream to take life insurance cover of more than 10 or 15 lakhs. So first thing, kindly take adequate life insurance cover. And it should be taken as early as possible because life insurance cover premium is directly related to your age. Early you take, lesser will be the premium. Income tax deduction under section 80C is also allowed, Sanjay sir, but it is sheer and incidental benefit. Insurance should not be taken and must not be taken for the purpose of taking income tax deduction. It has got broader purpose and importance in our life. So kindly take adequate life insurance cover. This is my first request to young participants. Again, I am excluding Sanjay sir and Ramesh Mangal sir because we are beyond that orbit now. Second thing, sir, I want to request all the participants. Every family must have adequate health insurance cover. And these I am talking about security only, sir. I am not yet touched the prosperity aspect. Every family must have adequate health insurance cover and the purpose is different. Sanjay sir, people get confused when I have taken life insurance cover, why I should take health insurance cover. But both serve different purpose and has totally distinct object and purposes in our life. Health insurance cover, we take that in case of some medical emergency, I am required to be hospitalized. All hospital expenses will be taken care of by the insurance company to the hospital. And normally it typically happens that health insurance cover, which we normally also call mediclaim policies, sir. Nowadays a very good policy available in the market, my dear Shivesh sir, that is called umbrella health insurance cover or floater health insurance cover. It is a unique health insurance cover where in one singular health insurance policy, all members of the family are included. You can include not only yourself, your spouse, your kids, and even your parents, Shivesh ji, and all members of the cover are covered, and the policy will keep floating from one member to other. And if any medical emergency happens, Sanjay sir, we will definitely force to go to the private hospitals only, because unfortunately the governmental health system is not up to mark in India as of now. So, but there the charges are exorbitant. So if a person is hospitalized even for 10-15 days, they may raise a bill of more than 10 lakhs. That is why the purpose and importance of having adequate health insurance cover, and floater health insurance cover is the best policy available in the market. And here again, Shivesh ji, early you take, lesser will be the premium, because it is related to your age also. So kindly take adequate health insurance cover. And third thing, Mangal sir, as we all know, this pandemic has taught us a lot of lessons. It has changed our life altogether. But most important lesson this pandemic has taught us, sir, every family must have an emergency fund of around 5 to 7 lakh all the time. Why we should have, Mangal sir? You know it very well. Because Shivesh ji has been very lucky, his job continued. But Sanjay sir, we know a lot of people, lakhs of people have lost their job. Lakhs of people have got substantial reduction in their salaries. Businesses were closed. Professions were closed for months together. And Corona has still not gone. Shivesh ji, mind it. Corona is still here. And it may continue for years, as some scientists are predicting. Or a new virus might come in future. So take care of that stressful situation, I am requesting all the participants, particularly young one like Shiveshji, kindly develop an emergency fund of around 5 to 7 lakhs, which will help you out in case of financial distress for a temporary period. Suppose you lose your job, suppose your salary is reduced. So at least you are able to manage your family affairs for minimum 9 months to 1 year. For that purpose, you should develop an emergency fund of around 5 to 7 lakhs. And Siveshji, we know it very well. 5 to 7 lakh is not a small amount for all of us. But we can develop it over a period of time, 3-4 years. But once it is in place, you have to make a promise that we will not use this emergency fund for any other purpose except for the emergencies. That promise has to be there. And I am not saying you keep it this fund at your home in a currency form in your or in your SB account. You may put this in a bank FD or in liquid fund of mutual fund. We will discuss afterwards. So third thing is emergency fund. And Sanjay sir, I have mentioned these three things only for the purposes of security only. Prosperity, they may not contribute to your prosperity, but they will indirectly protect your prosperity. They will indirectly help you out not to encroach upon your prosperity. So now we will discuss very briefly about the prosperity. Mangal sir, with your kind permission, I just want to share with all of you that we middle class person, the main source of our income is our salary. And majority of our salary goes into taking care of our monthly expenses. But as Mangal sir and Sanjay sir knows it very well, we Indians have a very unique DNA and habit, sir. Every Indian try to save some time, try to save away and take away some amount out of their regular income. Even a person who is earning 10,000, Mangal sir, will try to take away at least 500 or 700 rupees out of their income. And the money which we don't spend on our regular expenses, we normally, commonly we call it savings. And so we are all savers. We are all savers, sir. But unfortunately, young participants are casual about saving, Sanjay sir. Casual in the sense that this month they are saving 5,000, next month it might be 10,000, third month it might be 8,000, fourth month it might be even 0. So I keep requesting my young participants particularly, kindly identify an amount of saving which you can comfortably save and then religiously save that amount. I am not prescribing, Mangal sir, that you should save 20%, 30%, 40%. Because it depends upon individual to individual. But my request is that once you have decided that this much I can save, then kindly religiously save that amount. And secondly, kindly keep increasing your saving minimum by 10% every year. Again, this is possible, my dear participant, because we get increment, we get DA, lot of things, our income keep increasing every year. So with the increase in income, we should increase our savings. So we are savers. Now, what we do with the savings, sir? Sanjay sir, normally what we do with the savings? If fool person like me, what he does, he takes the savings from his bank account, if salary is coming in bank account, and keeping it at home every month, or just living in that bank account. It is a nonsensical thing, sir. I will, because Mangal sir knows it very well, it is a gross injustice to ourselves, to our family and to our country as a whole. Never do this. Then what we should do? My humble request to all the participants is, kindly put the amount of saving, number one, into acquisition of some assets, value of which will increase in future, or in some financial instrument which will give us regular and periodical return in future. And the process of putting our savings into this manner, that is acquisition of asset or in some acquisition of assets or financial instrument, that the process is called investment. And we are all investors. In that way, whoever is earning must be putting their money in one or other format. So we are all investors. But Sanjay sir, Jaswinder Singh ji will not agree with me, but the pathetic state of affair with the most of middle class, salary class person, sir, we just remain money accumulators in our life, sir. We don't become wealth creators. And Mangal sir, you know it very well. Without wealth creation, we can't be prosper. We have to create wealth. So the first and prime requirement of saving and investment is creating wealth. But unfortunately, most of us remain wealth creators. And what is money accumulation and wealth creation, sir? Simply speaking, the factor of inflation and tax liability or return, we normally don't take into account while analyzing return on our investments. So, when suppose a person is earning 6% as the return on his investment, and the inflation is 6%, very honestly, Sanjay sir is speaking, he is not earning anything. He is happy that he earned 6,000 or 6% interest income. But truly speaking, he got nothing. What he got was a notional return only. But whereas he has to earn real return for wealth creation. So my dear participant, kindly understand that we have to earn some real return for wealth creation, because only real return is going to create wealth for you. Then why we are money accumulator? Ramesh ji sir, why most of us are money accumulators? There is a reason, sir. And reason not outside anywhere, sir. Sanjay sir, the reason lies in our mind. And that is very clear. Most of us were saying, Are Baba, we don't want to take any risk. No. When we risk, we are averse to risk. And rather, a good number of participants will say, Sir, tell us something about safe investment, because we don't want to admit this. But the hard fact of the life, my dear participant, is, and Ramesh ji and Sanjay ji knows it very well, that in investment, except some governmental saving scheme, Sanjay ji, risk is there. Some degree of risk is always there. In some product, it might be higher degree of risk, in some moderate or some low risk, but risk is there. So kindly first accept that in most of the investment, risk is there. But sir, we can manage our risk. We can manage our risk. I am saying with confidence, with the blessing of Honorable Ramesh Mangal sir and Sanjay sir, that we can manage our risk by a very simple formula. Sanjay sir, I am sharing with the participant, not to you, you know everything, but to the young participants. And the formula is very simple. Soch kar, samajh kar, nivesh kar. Think, understand, and invest. And think, two things we have to think about ourselves. First is my risk-taking capacity, my risk tolerance. And Sanjay sir, as you mentioned, the risk-taking capacity of every individual is different. And top of it, it keeps changing with the age. When we are young, we can take risk. When we are mature, our risk-taking capacity has become lessened. But when we cross 55, Mangal sir, our risk-taking capacity had become literally zero. Literally zero. Then my purpose will not be to earn any real return on my investment. My sole purpose will be to make my money safe, which I have accumulated from 25 years to 55 years. So we should take investment decision according to our risk appetite. Then second is time horizon of investment. That is equally important, Sanjay sir. Because normally what happens when I get money, I get it invested. But on the contrary, I will need money at different intervals in my life. Jaswinder Singh ji, we will not need money at one life. We will need money at different times and for different milestones. So time horizon of investment is equally important. And for that, Sanjay sir, I keep sharing with my participant the importance of financial plan. Every family must have financial plan. And again, financial plan is not a rocket science, sir. All family members can sit together can jot down their milestone in their life, then put the period when it will happen and the money they will require. By a simple chart, they can have a precise and clear knowledge about the money need in their life, what money they will need at what time. So my dear participant, kindly have finance. I'm trying to be very brief, Sanjay sir, because time is a constant here. So I am otherwise I will normally I take 2 hours, minimum 2 hours to take my session on. But because of the time constant, I am summarizing most of the things. So every family must have financial plan because time horizon of investment is very important. Then second word in the formula of risk management is understand. First was think, second is understand. We have to understand the product where we are investing. Whether if the product has high risk, which I can't take, product might be very good, sir, but I'm not likely to invest in that product because my risk appetite should broadly match with the risk of the product. Likewise, time horizon of important when the product will start giving return to me. If I need money after 2 years and the product will start giving return after 5 or 10 years, product might be very good, but it might not be suitable. So kindly understand the product before investment. And one very important thing, sir, I want to mention here is rule of compounding. And Mangal sir, you are the guru and the teacher of the all commerce fraternity. You know it very well. That rule of compounding is 8th wonder of the world. If a normal person understand and practice rule of compounding in their investment decisions, I can assure you with confidence that they will have least financial problem in their life. And rule of compounding is very simple. If I put it that way, Sanjay sir, we have young participant will have to make a promise with themselves that whatever and whenever they earn return or income on their investment, they will never use that income for their vacation or for their celebration or for family obligation. What they will do typically, they will club that return with the original regular investment and reinvest it. That's the only commitment is required from your side for rule of compounding. And if you follow rule of compounding religiously, my dear participants, I can promise you down the line after 15-20 years, your return or income portion will be much greater than your original investment. But my dear friends, it will happen not today, not tomorrow, it will take time. So these are the basic investment metrics first I wanted to share with all of you. Now Sanjay sir, with your permission, I want to share with the participant where we can invest. What are the investment products available for all of us? And the first investment option available, Mangal sir, you know it very well, is governmental saving scheme. Government has got a very good governmental small saving schemes where we can invest. And the first and foremost, I don't know whether Sanjay sir will agree with me or not, but sir, with due respect, I want to submit that first and foremost governmental saving scheme is Public Provident Fund account, PPF account. And I keep emphasizing in my session, every middle class, salary class member must have PPF account. They should, and early you open it, better it would be. And you can have a PPF account not only for you, but also for your spouse. Even for your children, you can think of opening an account. PPF account is a very good account, Sanjay sir. Even today, government is giving 7.1% return and compounding every year. And it is triple E scheme, exempt, rare scheme, where no tax at any level. So I will urge all participants kindly open a PPF account if you have not opened. The PPF account scheme is for 15 years, my dear friends, but it can be extended for another period of 5 years, another period of 5 years, or another period of 5 years. It is extendable for 5-year period. So you should keep it extending unless you need money. And just to be prudent, I want to request you, if you are able to deposit 1.50 lakhs, which is the maximum limit in PPF account, then you should deposit in the month of April itself, if possible. because in that case, you will earn the interest for the whole year. But if not possible, but whenever you are depositing money, kindly make a note of it that you should deposit amount before 5th of every month, because you will not earn interest for that month if you deposit after 5th. These are very small things, Sanjay sir, but it counts. Over a period of time, it counts. So PPF is a very good account, very good scheme of the Government of India. Then National Savings Certificate, then Kisan Vikas Patra, then post office and banks have got lot of savings scheme. Then government securities also now we can invest, and now a very good portal has started. Mangal sir, you might remember Honorable Prime Minister has started this portal in December. RBI Retail Direct. RBI Retail Direct, very good portal of the government of the RBI. You can get yourself registered and then keep investing very small amount regularly in the government securities. Then RBI also keep issuing bonds, taxable bond and tax-free bond, where we can invest. And Sanjay sir, I want to request young participants, those who are having girl child at their home, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, very good scheme of the Government of India, and particularly focus on the education and marriage of the children. And Government of India has promised, Jaswinder Singh ji knows it very well, Government of India has promised that they will give highest return in this scheme. And even today, Sanjay sir, it is 7.60%, which is the high. And in future also, government will give the highest return. And it is a very good scheme of the girl child. You can open two account for maximum 2 account in a family. And whatever amount you deposit, income tax deduction is also allowed. So kindly open the Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana if you have a girl child at your home. Or if not today, whenever they come in your life, kindly open their account in the first month itself and deposit as much as you can in that account. Then RBI, I mentioned that lastly, Government of India had now started a mechanism for government undertaking loan and debentures, bond and debenture, that is called Bharat Bond 1 and Bharat Bond 2. It is also a very good scheme with relative stability and reasonable return. All these schemes, Sanjay sir, I have just mentioned, are under the umbrella of governmental schemes. And the beauty and uniqueness of this scheme, Jaswinder Singh ji, that it is risk-free. No risk is there. Whatever government has promised, government will give us. When scheme mature, government will give us money back. And there is no risk. Of course, the return might be reasonable, but there is no risk. Then other options are property or real estate, where we can invest. But again, that is called illiquid asset, Sanjay sir, as we all know it, because it takes time to liquidate. And moreover, it required huge investment to be in a property market. Moreover, return is not certain and risk is there. The second option might be property or real estate. And third is, Sanjay sir, is gold, where we can invest. Earlier, we have been investing in physical gold, jewelry, but nowadays, we can invest in digital gold. Mangal sir knows it very well. And a very good Government of India scheme, my dear young participant, I want to share with you. Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme. Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme, very good scheme of the Government of India. And in this, minimum amount you can invest is 1 gram gold and maximum is 4 kg gold. The scheme is for 8 years. And government has given you assurance that they will give 2.5% return on your investment, half yearly credited. And apart from that, Sanjay sir, the appreciation in the gold price will also be shared with you. So there are twin benefits. And I personally feel that now we should not go for the physical gold. The young participants should go for the digital gold. And I feel personally that it should 5 to 7% of our investment should be in gold. And last option, Sanjay sir, is security market. But security market, my dear participants, is purely knowledge-based market. Kindly understand it very carefully. And I want to warn every young participant, don't invest into security market directly unless and until you have knowledge of the market. But if you don't have knowledge of the market, other option is other possibility is also there, as Mangal sir has also mentioned, that is called mutual fund. In mutual fund, Sanjay sir, the proposition is very clear that we are giving our savings to experts. We are not directly investing. Naturally, people will ask why we should give our savings to experts, because we don't have knowledge and they have knowledge. They understand the market in a better way than us. They are experts of the market. They are experts of the sector. They are experts of the economy. That is why they are better equipped to take a well-informed decision with regard to investment return. But my dear friends, mutual fund is not a social service. Kindly understand it very carefully. It is a proposition where we give our money with the sole intention of earning maximum return. In mutual fund, as Ramesh Mangal sir had mentioned, there are two plans. One is direct plan, other is regular plan. In direct plan, you can directly visit the website of the mutual fund company, select the scheme and invest it. Here, selection of a scheme, Sanjay sir, is the most important aspect in mutual fund. If your selection is good, if selection is sound, then 99% your expectation of return will be met. So selection of scheme is very important. But if you are not possible, then go for the regular plan. Take the help of mutual fund distributor. But again, I wish to warn, as Ramesh Mangal sir had mentioned, never take the advice of mutual fund distributor as far as selection of the scheme is concerned, because sometimes mis-selling might be there, because there may be some higher return in some scheme. They might push you in that scheme which might not suit you. So don't take their advice as far as the selection in scheme is concerned. There are three major categories of mutual funds, sir. But before that, Sanjay sir, you might be knowing, generally people have a perception that mutual fund is security market only. It is not a proper and right perception. Mangal sir, you must be knowing, there are schemes in the mutual fund which will invest your money in government securities. There are schemes in the mutual fund which will invest your money in real estate. There are schemes in the mutual fund, Sanjay sir, which will invest your money in gold. And there are schemes in the mutual fund which will invest your money into international corporate as well. You can invest sitting at Indore in Amazon, Facebook, Google, Apple. These facilities are also available through mutual fund. But of course, majority of the mutual fund scheme relate to security market only. And there are three broad categories. One is equity fund, second is debt fund, and third is hybrid funds. Equity fund, as the name goes, Sanjay sir, your money will be invested into the equity share of the corporates, listed corporates. And when your money is invested into equity, the basic philosophy is that share price will always keep go up and down. Today market is down, tomorrow market was up, tomorrow again market goes down. In March 2020, Sanjay sir, market was at the bottom, 30,000. Then market peaked at 62. Again, now market has come down. And people are predicting that market will cross 1 lakh Sensex next 2 or 3 years, if the economy goes on the track. So in equity fund, risk is greater, but the potentiality of reward, no guarantee, sir. I want to make it very clear. Potentiality of getting higher reward is there. So those who are young, those who can take risk, and those who can invest for longer period, equity fund are the better bet for them. But those who don't want to take much risk, then that fund is a better proposition for them. And Mangal sir, as you know, for people like you and me above 55, that fund is relatively a better proposition because stability is there, returns are reasonable. But kindly understand that you must invest in the scheme which is investing your money only in AAA rating companies. Otherwise, typically what happens when they invest in B category, B, BB or B-1, of course, you may get higher return, but the risk become greater. So if you are satisfied with a reasonable return, if you don't want to take high risk, then go for the debt fund. And third category, my dear participant, is hybrid fund. In hybrid fund, as Mangal sir knows it very well, some portion of your money will go into equity and some portion will go into debt. So you are getting the benefit of both the equity and debt. So at the same time, you are looking at the higher return, and equally you are equally looking at the risk, taking lesser risk. So hybrid fund are such a fund where you are aspiring not only for a reasonable higher return, but at the same time you are balancing your risk. There are a lot of subcategories in the mutual fund, sir. Equity fund has got a lot of subcategories. I don't have time. Jaswinder Singh ji, next time kindly give me time purely for the mutual fund. I can speak on, because mutual fund is such a vast subject. It can't be covered in 10-15 minutes. So in equity fund, there are a lot of subcategories: large cap, mid cap, small cap, sectoral fund, and then the thematic fund. Lot of other categories are there. Likewise, in debt fund, sir, there are a lot of categories: overnight fund, liquid fund, ultra short-term debt fund, short-term debt fund, medium-term debt fund, and long-term debt fund, according to the time horizon of the scheme. The beauty of the mutual fund, I want to request to all of you, particularly young, again, I can't say it to Sanjay ji and Mangal sir, but at least they can share with their children. Of course, they know, you know it very well, sir. The beauty of mutual fund is SIP, systematic investment plan. As Mangal sir has rightly pointed out, Mangal sir, SIP, the magic for the middle class, salary class person. It is a magic that, because through SIP, we are investing very small amount regularly. This is a precondition. And just to mention the magic of SIP, I want to give an example, Sanjay sir. Example is factual, but I will not name the scheme, because that will be unnecessary marketing or promotion of that scheme. But the facts are there. And my dear young participant, kindly listen to these facts very carefully. One equity fund was started by a mutual fund company, AMC, in 1995. Sanjay sir, one equity fund was started, that was in 1995 by a mutual fund company, and a small investor like Mr. Jaswinder Singh ji started an SIP of 10,000 rupees per month. Of course, 10,000 was very big amount at that time, but he was courageous enough, and he might have sources enough to invest that money. He started SIP of 10,000 rupees per month, and he has been religiously investing in that scheme right from 1995 till today. Now, I again repeat, Mangal sir, 10,000 SIP regular investment in equity scheme from 1995 till today. And the beauty of the perseverance of Mr. Jaswinder Singh ji, that he never defaulted in investing SIP, come what may. Because during that period, Sanjay sir, market might have gone up, market might have touched bottom, but he was very clear, I will definitely keep investing come what may. So he was very, very regular. Now you see the result, sir. Ramesh sir, 10,000 SIPs in 1995. It has resulted today, Shweta ma'am, a corpus of more than 9.57 crore. That is the beauty of SIP for middle class salary. But 2-3 things are very clear. Firstly, you have to be consistent and regular. Don't forget about the movement of the market. Or rather, when the market goes down, if you can top it up, well, invest more. Because nowadays, Jaswinder Singh ji, top-up facilities available in the SIP. So automatic top-up facility is available, but you can also top it up. So first thing is, never stop your SIP. Don't look at the movement of the market if you are a long-term investor for 15-20 years. This is the precondition. Then second, keep increasing SIP over a period of time because your income will increase. So keep increasing your SIP. And one more thing I want to share here with the participant, Sanjay sir. Now a lot of people have started more than one SIP, not one but more than one SIP, and that is target oriented SIP. One SIP for purchase of house, other SIP for vacation, third SIP might be for purchase of vehicle, fourth SIP for higher education of children, fifth SIP for marriage of children, and sixth SIP for their retirement plan. So we can have more than one SIP. You can start with a minimum amount. Rather, I will request your student Jaswinder Singh ji, as I requested last time, start an SIP of 500 rupees out of their pocket money.
Yeah.
To have a flair what SIP is in some good index fund or large cap equity fund. For beginners, index fund and large cap equity fund are relatively better propositions. So SIP the best proposition for the middle class, salary class person. And one more unique facility is available, Sanjay sir, in the mutual fund. A good number of people are still not aware about that facility. That is called SWP, Systematic Withdrawal Plan, Ramesh sir. It is opposite of SIP. It is in SIP we are regularly investing, Sweta ma'am, but in SWP we would regularly withdraw the money, and this is basically suited for our retirement life. But the precondition is that you should develop a huge corpus for your retirement life. Suppose you develop a 5 crore rupees retirement corpus, and I am very sure all of the young person can develop, Sanjay sir, if they start working right from the day they start earning. So suppose you have developed a right corpus of 500 crore rupees and now you are retired. And Sanjay sir, we are very lucky we had pension, but now young people don't have pension. How they will survive in their retirement life? Normally what happens, they invest this money and get some regular return and they survive. In mutual fund, they give a facility, Sweta ma'am, that suppose you have developed a corpus of 5 crore rupees, now you are retired, you are going to retire, you can simply write a one-liner mail to them that next month onward, kindly keep transferring a particular amount, maybe 1 lakh, maybe 2 lakh, whatever you want, from my corpus to my bank account on first. And Sanjay sir, they will religiously do it because that is your money ultimately. But the feeling will be there that on first I got this amount, I am okay, I can enjoy my life as I was enjoying earlier. And secondly, your corpus remained with them, will continue to earn interest on it. So kindly think of SWP, but the precondition is that you must have a good corpus for your retirement life. I don't have time to talk much on the subject. Last two things I wish to request. Mangal sir, I want your blessing for, and Sanjay sir also, I want blessing for these two things. And of course, Jaswinder Singh ji and your secretary sahab, I think if he is there. Sir, there is a menace in our country. बहुत बड़ी बीमारी हमारे देश में है सर. ये पोंजी स्कीम, चिट फंड, ये कमेटी, बड़े लोग आते हैं, बड़े बड़े वादे करते हैं, श्वेता मैम आपको 12% रिटर्न देंगे, आपके पैसा 5 साल में डबल कर देंगे. वो कुछ नहीं करते, एक दिन पैसा लेके चले जाते. ये फैक्ट है, क्योंकि वो रिटर्न दे ही नहीं सकते, संजय सर बहुत अच्छी तरह जानते हैं. लेकिन बड़े बड़े वादे करते हैं. तो उसमें क्या एक सर्वे के अनुसार संजय सर, more than 10 lakhs crore of rupees have been lost in such bogus fraudulent schemes. And normally Sanjay sir will not invest, Sweta ma'am will also not. मंगल साहब की तो मैं बात ही नहीं कर रहा. कौन इन्वेस्ट करता है इसमें? इसमें इन्वेस्ट करते हैं सर हमारे समाज के वो लोग जो ज्यादा नहीं समझते इसके बारे में. आपका पियोन, आपका ड्राइवर, आपका इलेक्ट्रिशियन, आपका दूध वाला, आपका टैक्सी वाला. नॉर्मली संजय सर दे कम अंडर टेम्पटेशन. उनको लगता है भाई मेरी बेटी की शादी करनी है, घर बनाना है, पैसा जल्दी डबल हो जाएगा, तो दे इन्वेस्ट सच मनी. तो आई विल रिक्वेस्ट ऑल गुरुजन्स, संजय सर, रमेश सर एंड जसविंदर सिंह जी, आपके बच्चों के द्वारा इंदौर में एक बड़ा आप स्वच्छता, आपको बहुत साधुवाद की इंदौर स्वच्छ भारत में सबसे स्वच्छ शहर के रूप में एक अपना कीर्तिमान उसने स्थापित किया है. एक और कीर्तिमान स्थापित कीजिए. मंगल साहब के मैं आशीर्वाद चाहता हूं और वो कीर्तिमान ये होगा कि हमारे एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशंस के द्वारा उस तबके तक ज्यादा से ज्यादा पहुंचा जाएगा, उनको समझाया जाएगा कि वो कभी भी अपना पैसा गलत जगह ना लगाए, चिट फंड पॉन्जी कभी भी ना लगाएं। अगर उन्हें कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आता वो कुछ ना करें, अपना पैसा बैंक में रखें, अपना पैसा पोस्ट ऑफिस में रखें, कम से कम उनका पैसा सुरक्षित रहेगा और मिनिमम उनको रिटर्न मिलता रहेगा। और आखिरी एक बात में वो आपके शिवेश जी पता नहीं अभी हैं, चले गए, उनको मुताबिक करके मैं कहना चाहता हूँ, शिवेश जी, अब रमेश जी और हमने तो जिंदगी जी ली जैसी थी, हमारी अच्छी थी और बहुत अच्छी रही है, लेकिन मैं शिवेश जी जैसे लोगों को कहना चाहता हूँ, प्रॉस्पेरिटी इज योर राइट, संपन्नता मेरा अधिकार है, ये आपको आह्वान करना पड़ेगा। प्रॉस्पेरिटी इज माई राइट, आई माइट हैव बॉर्न संजय जी इनटू ए पुअर फैमिली। ऐसा हो सकता है कि हम गरीब घर में पैदा हुए हो। गरीब घर में पैदा होना, रमेश जी बहुत अच्छी तरह जानते हैं, अभिशाप नहीं है, लेकिन गरीब होकर जीना और गरीब होकर मरना अभिशाप है। और इस अभिशाप को हम अपने प्रयासों से और रमेश जी और संजय जी जैसे गुरुजनों से आशीर्वाद लेकर हम इस अभिशाप को हमेशा के लिए खत्म कर सकते हैं। समय से बचत स्टार्ट कीजिए, बचत को सही जगह निवेश कीजिए, निवेश का आकलन करते रहिए, ज्यादा से ज्यादा रिटर्न कमाते रहिए। जब आपकी अवस्था हो, युवा अवस्था में रिस्क भी लीजिए, लेकिन ब्लाइंड रिस्क नहीं, कैलकुलेटेड रिस्क। लेकिन आपका ध्येय होना चाहिए, मुझे मेरी जिंदगी में आर्थिक परेशानियां कम से कम होनी चाहिए। आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, मुझे समय दिया। मैं विशेष रूप से आभार हूँ रमेश जी का और संजय जी का कि उन्होंने बहुत समय निकालकर वो हमारे साथ रहे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और मैं अब रमेश जी का आशीर्वाद पहले लेना चाहूंगा, फिर संजय जी का लेना चाहूंगा।
सर, सर।
हाँ
सर, रमेश सर, प्लीज अनम्यूट योर ऑडियो ऑप्शन सर।
ओके सर।
सर आप अनम्यूट कीजिए अपने आप।
सर, यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल सर, प्लीज अनम्यूट योर ऑडियो ऑप्शन सर।
मंगल सर, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है, अपने आप को अनम्यूट कर रही है सर।
सर अनम्यूट,
ये
हाँ,
क्या?
अभी आ रही।
या
सर, आज आपने सूर्य की तरह अपनी किरणें, अपनी ओजस्वी किरणें यहाँ बरसाई है। और निश्चित रूप से आज का जो ऑडियंस है, जो देश और विदेश में फैला है, वो बहुत तृप्त हुआ है। जब हमारे जैसे लोगों को तृप्ति मिली है तो निश्चित रूप से उनके लिए बहुत अधिक वरदानदायक है ये। सो आई पे माय होल हार्टेड रिगार्ड टू सूर्यकांत सर। थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू वेरी मच। संजय जी, कुछ आपका भी आशीर्वचन मिल जाए।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर, आपके द्वारा जो हमारी नवी युवा पीढ़ियों को जो योजनाओं के बारे में बताया गया है, खासकर पीपीएफ के बारे में, और सिक्योर्ड, जहां सिक्योरिटी होती है, क्योंकि यूथ हमेशा मोर बेनिफिट्स के बारे में ज्यादा इंटरेस्टेड रहता है, लेकिन सिक्योर्ड उसको हमेशा इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहिए और रेकरिंग इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहिए मुख्य रूप से। आपके द्वारा जो वक्तव्य दिया गया बहुत ही सहज, सुलभ और प्रेरणादायक रहा हम लोगों के लिए। धन्यवाद सर।
धन्यवाद।
मेरा समय का अभाव था, इसलिए मैं जस्टिफाई ज्यादा नहीं कर पाया।
नहीं, अच्छा लगा,
बहुत अच्छा।
लेकिन भविष्य में
ओवर टू शिवेश, ओवर टू शिवेश।
आपने पूरा जस्टिफाई किया सर।
धन्यवाद।
शिवेश, शिवेश, ओके, आई थिंक शिवेश इज नॉट प्रेजेंट। सो मैं क्वेश्चन आंसर के लिए कुछ प्रतिभागियों से
प्रश्न, हाँ, किसी के प्रश्न हो तो वो डायरेक्ट भी हैंड रेज कर सकता है। और अगर
कोई भी प्रतिभागी अगर कोई प्रश्न पूछना चाहता हो तो वो अपना प्रश्न पूछ सकता है। 5 मिनट का क्वेश्चन आंसर राउंड हम लोग रख रहे हैं। कोई बहुत अच्छा प्रश्न हो, और अक्सर सूर्यकांत शर्मा सर कुछ प्रश्नों के उत्तर जो फिक्स है, कुछ प्रश्न भी फिक्स है जो हमेशा डाले जाते हैं, हमेशा सर जवाब देते हैं। तो ऐसे प्रश्नों से थोड़ा सा बचें और अच्छे कोई नए प्रश्न निकालिए ताकि सब ज्ञान ले सके हम लोग भी। अहमद सर, थोड़ा देख लीजिए आप।
Oh yes sir. Dear participants, if any question, please raise your hand and और अपने चैट बॉक्स में भी अपना क्वेश्चन जो है वो राइट कर सकते हैं प्लीज। ओके Chetan R, please unmute your audio option, sir. Please, Chetan R. Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my dear.
Sir, where we can invest like SBI systematic plan, sir?
Not madam, not SBI, my dear. It is systematic.
SIP,
SIP, my dear. My dear, are you a student or you have started earning?
I am pursuing the MBA, sir, now.
Oh, great. Then my personal advice to you would be start an SIP in one large cap or index fund of 500 rupees out of your pocket money.
Sir, where, sir? Where I should invest, sir? In
Madam, my dear, that I can't suggest you. That will be marketing and unfair on my part to give you a particular scheme. Sanjay sir will agree with me that it will be unfair on my part. If I mention a particular name of the scheme, that will be unfair.
Sir, prepare. He can go some bank.
हाँ, better you understand. अच्छा, okay, Mr. Chetan, मैं आपको दूसरी तरह से बताता हूँ आपको.
Yes, sir.
मैं आपको 4-5 वेबसाइट के नाम बता रहा हूँ, आप नोट कर लीजिए. अभी अगले 1 महीना उन वेबसाइट के बारे में, उनमें जितनी भी मटेरियल है वो पढ़िए आप जाके पहले.
Okay, sir.
नंबर 1 इज एम्फी वेबसाइट, AMFI, एम्फी के वेबसाइट है. बाकी वेबसाइट प्राइवेट है, मैं उनकी मार्केटिंग नहीं कर रहा हूं संजय सर, लेकिन वो अच्छी वेबसाइट है, अच्छी इंफॉर्मेशन उसमें है. उसका है वैल्यू रिसर्च. दूसरी जो वेबसाइट का नाम है वैल्यू रिसर्च. तीसरी वेबसाइट का नाम है मनी कंट्रोल. और चौथी वेबसाइट का नाम है ET मनी, इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स मनी, ET मनी. बहुत अच्छी, मतलब इनमें बहुत मटेरियल आपको पढ़ने के लिए मिलेगा. छोटे छोटे वीडियोज भी हैं. आप टाइम लगाइए और ये पढ़ के और इसको अच्छी तरह समझिए, फिर 1 महीने बाद इन्वेस्टमेंट स्टार्ट कीजिए. डोंट बी इन हरी. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
Dear participants, okay. Aslam, please unmute your audio option. Aslam Qadir, please.
हमेशा असलम, कोई बात. ओके. श्वेता मैम, जनरली मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगता है जब फीमेल पार्टिसिपेंट ये पैसों के बारे में जब ऐसे कार्यक्रमों में आती है. अदरवाइज संजय सर, ये हमारी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है समाज की. इवन जो कामकाजी महिलाएं भी, मैडम अन्यथा मत लीजिए, कामकाजी महिलाएं भी इन्वेस्टमेंट में कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है उनका. वो ये मेरे पति देखते हैं, ये मेरे पापा देखते हैं, या मेरे ब्रदर देखते हैं, ये मेरा काम नहीं है. लेकिन मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगा श्वेता मैम यहाँ आई. तो अगर श्वेता मैम, मिस्टर सब्जा, जरा श्वेता मैम को एक बार.
मुहिदीन मस्तान, प्लीज अनम्यूट योर ऑडियो ऑप्शन, प्लीज.
नहीं, एक मिनट पहले श्वेता मैम को अनम्यूट कीजिए.
ओके सर, ओके, प्लीज मैम.
यस सर, थैंक यू सो मच. आपका सेशन बहुत ही ज्यादा नॉलेजेबल था एंड बहुत सारी जानकारियां मिली कि कहाँ पैसा इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं, किस तरह से पैसा इन्वेस्ट करना है, किस तरह से फ्रॉड से बच सकते हैं. सो इट वाज वेरी नॉलेजेबल एंड इंफॉर्मेटिव सेशन सर. थैंक यू सो मच.
गॉड ब्लेस यू.
थैंक यू सर.
हम और कोई प्रश्न? एनी क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द पार्टिसिपेंट?
Dear participant, any question, please write on chat box or
Okay. Thanks to all. मैं आदरणीय डॉक्टर
sir, one question. Sir, there any chance that cryptocurrency will take place all market in India near future?
My dear, as of now, I can say it is not a legal tender. That's all.
Yeah.
So as of now, I am very clear, and Sanjay sir and Ramesh ji might agree with me.
Sir.
आज की डेट में इन्वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहिए.
Sir. Right, sir.
मिस्टर मनोज.
मैं सेशन को
मनोज, प्लीज आस्क क्वेश्चन, प्लीज मनोज.
ओके.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन. हाँ, बोलिए मिस्टर मनोज.
सर, और के कारण है जो फ्रॉड से बच सकते हैं. और के कारण है जो फ्रॉड से बच सकते हैं, जैसे इन्वेस्ट.
फ्रॉड के बचने का एक ही कारण है मेरे मित्र, अपने आंख कान खोल के रखिए. कभी लालच में मत आइए कि ये मुझे ज्यादा पैसा दे रहा है, ब्याज दे रहा है,
बहुत बढ़िया.
पैसा डबल कर देगा. ये कभी भी लालच, हमेशा इन्वेस्टमेंट में जो ज्यादा डिसीजन गलत होते हैं उसका बड़ा कारण होता है टेम्पटेशन. हम लालच में आ जाते हैं। तो ये आपको जिंदगी की सीख अगर रमेश मंगल सर आपको देना चाहते हैं तो एक ही बात
सर।
कहना चाहते हैं, लालच में मत आइए।
बहुत बढ़िया सर, बहुत बढ़िया,
थैंक यू।
Sir,
बहुत बढ़िया।
sir, one more question is, what is the better option for investment, mutual fund or Nifty?
हैं?
What is the better option for investment?
हाँ,
Mutual fund or
म्यूचुअल
sir,
फंड
they
और
write Nifty.
नहीं, निफ्टी बेसिकली देखिए, निफ्टी भी म्यूचुअल फंड की एक स्कीम है, निफ्टी 50, निफ्टी 100, तो वो म्यूचुअल फंड का ही पार्ट है। वो ईटीएफ जो एक्सचेंज में ईटीएफ जिसे एक्सचेंज ट्रेडेड फंड बोलते हैं, वो बेसिकली वो भी इन्वेस्टमेंट है, दैट इज आल्सो अदर टाइप ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट। तो अगर आप सेफ खेलना चाहते हैं, इनिशियली पहले ईटीएफ में जाइए, एक्सचेंज ट्रेडेड फंड में जाइए।
सर एक
मैं कार्यक्रम समाप्ति के लिए डॉक्टर श्वेता तलेश्वरा को आमंत्रित करूं, उसके पहले मैं सभी का धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूं अपनी तरफ से, श्री इंस्टीट्यूट और कृषि अनुसंधान केंद्र। और एक महत्वपूर्ण जानकारी, पार्टिसिपेंट अगर प्रश्न ना हो तो अपने आप को म्यूट कर लीजिए कृपया, थोड़ा डिस्टरबेंस हो रहा है। आखिरी के क्षण है, 5-7 मिनट आपके और लेंगे। मैं यहाँ पे घोषणा करना चाहता हूँ कि आने वाले समय में मार्च महीने में हमारे 3 अनमोल रत्न, जिनसे आज मैंने आपको परिचित करवाया, चूंकि हम तो यूं मान लीजिए कि इनकी गोद में खेल के बड़े हुए हैं, इनकी पुस्तकों को पढ़कर यहाँ तक पहुंचे हैं। काका साहब बोलता हूं मैं मंगल साहब को हमेशा, क्योंकि हमारा निवास आसपास रहा है हमारे बुजुर्गों का। सो आदरणीय रमेश मंगल सर, आदरणीय मंगल मिश्रा सर, आदरणीय संजय तिवारी सर, और 2 अनमोल रत्न जो उनको मैं आज नहीं ला सका किसी कारण से, आदरणीय पंडित पीएन मिश्रा जी और मंगल मिश्रा सर के बड़े भ्राता आदरणीय पीवाई मिश्रा सर। ये 5 महान हस्तियां इंदौर की, जिनके नाम से इंदौर की पहचान है। इन 5 के लिए, 5 के द्वारा एक 5 दिवसीय कार्यशाला में आयोजित करूंगा। सब सर लोगों के साथ बैठ के प्लानिंग करूंगा, पर इस अच्छे नेक कार्य के लिए इन 5 की मौन स्वीकृति है, और इनकी मौन स्वीकृति पर मैं बच्चा होने के नाते इनका मैं अधिकार रखता हूं कि इनकी मौन स्वीकृति मान के 5 के मैं 1-1 घंटे के लेक्चर, जो टॉपिक है वो अभी मैं डिस्क्लोज नहीं करूंगा, थोड़ा सा सर लोगों से पहले फाइनल करूंगा, लेकिन टॉपिक ऐसा होगा जिस पर हिंदुस्तान में अभी तक कोई वेबिनार, कोई वक्तव्य श्रृंखला आयोजित नहीं हुई है। निश्चित रूप से 2000 पार्टिसिपेंट उसमें भाग लेंगे, और आप देखेंगे इंदौर के इन रत्नों को कि ये क्या बोलते हैं और क्या पढ़ाते हैं और क्या समझाते हैं और क्या सिखाते हैं। सो इंतजार करिएगा, आपका विश्वास हमारे प्रति बना रहे। मैं इन्हीं शुभकामनाओं के साथ आदरणीय डबल पीएचडी, 2 बार की डॉक्टरेट डॉक्टर श्वेता तलेश्वरा मैडम को आमंत्रित करता हूं कि वे आए और हमारे सभी पार्टिसिपेंट का, सभी अतिथियों का, आदरणीय सूर्यकांत सर का और अहमद सर का विशेष रूप से आभार व्यक्त करें। आदरणीय डबल डॉक्टर श्वेता तलेश्वरा मैडम।
Thank you, sir. A cherished good afternoon to one and all present over here. It's my great privilege to propose a vote of thanks today on behalf of Shri Group of Institute. I, Dr. Shweta Talesra, extend a very heartily vote of thanks to all our guests and participants for sharing with us their important views. A big thank you to our patron, Dr. D.K. Verma, sir, our chief guest, Jitendra Yadav, sir, and our today's keynote speaker, Shri Surikant Sharma, sir, for his great effort and sharing the knowledge towards the topic of today's international webinar, Financial Empowerment Through Wealth Creation. I must mention my deep sense of appreciation to our international guest, Dr. Kozga Yagapparaj and Mrs. Kozga Yagapparaj. I would like to express my huge thanks to our honorable advisors, Dr. Ramesh Mangal sir, Dr. Mangal Mishra sir, although Mangal Mishra sir is not physically present here, but his blessings are always with us, and Dr. Sanjay Tiwari sir for their showers of blessing to all of us. I also wish to extend my sincere thanks to Dr. J.S. Bhatia sir and Ahmed sir, the whole technical and supporting team of Shri Institute for organizing such a wonderful and informative webinar. Thank you so much, sir.
मैं मेरी तरफ से जोगिंदर सिंह जी, On my behalf and on behalf of Amfi, I am thankful to Jaswinder Singh ji particularly, and greatly honored to be with Ramesh Mangal sir and Dr. Sanjay Tiwari sir for in such webinars. And I am also thankful to Shweta ma'am and all your organizing team members for organizing program. Special thanks goes to Mr. Sabjar Ahmed for coordinating with you for this program. And one thing I want to again repeat, of course, it might be repetition. I am always available to you, sir, for anything you feel I am capable of doing. In future also, wherever you want, I will be. It will be my pleasure to be with you all the time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
सभी का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. अपना ख्याल रखें, अपने आसपास स्वच्छता रखें, वैक्सीनेशन देखिए. अपने आसपास टीचर होने के नाते हमारा ये भी दायित्व बनता है कि अगर कुछ लोग वैक्सीनेशन से छूट गए हैं तो उनका वैक्सीनेशन करवाइए, उनको मोटिवेट करिए, स्वच्छता का वातावरण बनाइए, और बहुत ही जल्दी हमारी फिर मुलाकात होगी. इसी उम्मीद और विश्वास के साथ मैं डॉक्टर जसविंदर सिंह भाटिया सभी का आभार व्यक्त करता हूं. जय भारत, जय हिंद.
जय हिंद. जय हिंद. प्रणाम मंगल सर.
नमस्कार संजय जी. नमस्कार.